Well, hello and welcome back to Elden Ring. Here in part 35, as I said at the beginning of part 34, I was making room for Thanksgiving, so this episode will be just a montage of item purchasing and cookbook hunting in previous areas that I may have missed things in. However, different family members had different plans, so we ended up having 3 Thanksgivings, which means I'm in more of a time crunch, and this video's coming out a little late, so I apologize for that. But first things first, if you'd like to skip part 34's recap, go to the following time. In part 34, we began at the Siofa Riverbank race, traveled north, lit the second beacon of 8, ran from a lightning orb, got killed by a bullman wannabe, lit the third beacon of 8, killed a Miranda Blossom, ran from a lightning orb, killed a different bullman and stole his pants, spoke with the abandoned merchant and grabbed the Nomadic Warrior's Cookbooks 17 and 18, the Showtell, and 3 stone sword keys, not specifically in that order, there were a bunch of other items between them, but details. Ran from a lightning orb, picked up the dappled cured meat, got killed by bullmen, beelined it for the Worshipper's Wood's Grace and activated it, got killed by bullmen, got fed up with bullmen, ran into the teleporter and got ported to the middle plateau of the Siofa River. Ran past some claymen and stole their big bubble. Ran north, ignoring the giant sleeping dragon man, picked up some coagulated ant spit, cause that's much more important. Saw a golden seed down low and turned around cause it wasn't time yet. Killed the Dragonkin soldier in about 24 seconds from first hit to last and decided that wasn't the best because this is an overly detailed playthrough and we only showed one move. But what are you gonna do? Then we stole his halberd, went north, decided it was time and picked up the golden seed, and at this time you think, wait, why isn't that beacon 5 of 8? You're right there. Well, that's because we died again. Then we ran west and lit beacon 5 of 8. Afterward, showing the troublesome bullmen exactly how fed up we were, and lighting beacon 6 of 8, which I definitely didn't forget to label. Then we went north yet again, killed the bullman and stole his shirt, got ticked off at LeVar Burton because he's always sending me Steam notifications while I'm trying to record. God damn it, LeVar, stop playing Warhammer 40k, it's very distracting. Killed the beetle and stole his Ash of War square off, lit beacon 7 of 8, ran even further north, picked up the clarifying horn charm, rode the northern elevator up to Kaled for 2 stone sword keys, said never mind, we shouldn't be here yet, rode the elevator back down, ran south, lit the 8th of 8 beacons, ported to the Worshipper's Woods, ran past elite beacons of the Ancestor Spirit Shrine, touched the dead ancestor, then fought its spirit. It was also a very short boss fight, but thankfully the Ancestor Spirit doesn't have a ton of moves, so I'm pretty sure we still saw all of them. But then that concluded the episode after we looted him for the Ancestral Follower Ashes, and by that I of course mean the Bullman Ashes. And now away we go! Now, while I did do this to cut down on time, I did still have a bit of work to do. Firstly, I didn't realize exactly how many items I hadn't acquired and exactly how many runes I was going to need to farm to be able to purchase everything I hadn't done yet from the merchants. At this time, I still need about 7,500 runes to buy the rest, and it's gonna have to wait until next episode when we buy the rest, because the video is already releasing late, and I'm not gonna make it later. Second time-consuming thing was figuring out what I didn't have yet, which is becoming increasingly hard to remember for some reason. It might have something to do with the fact that I have over 300 unique items. To cut down on some of that particular time, I was going to utilize the number held section of the purchase window at the merchants to determine whether or not I had something. Once I realized I could, at least. More on that later. But I then realized the weapons, shields, talismans, cookbooks, notes, and indeed any of the things that don't stack in your inventory don't show you whether you have any or not in the merchant window. Oh well, poop. No way around that one. Had to just dip in and out of inventory and merchant windows to keep double checking. I cut that part out for you. But now let's just buy a bunch of stuff, shall we? The Zweihander is just about the largest sword a mere man is capable of swinging. True to its name, it is designed to be wielded in both hands, but those of merely ordinary strength will still struggle to do so. The long blade is heavy and sharp, sending foes reeling back in its broader strokes, while also capable of devastating, piercing thrusts. Lost ashes of war are empty ashes of war devoid of any memories of battle. Unable to apply any kind of affinity in their current state, but can be used by smithing master Hugh of the Round Table Hold to recreate other ashes. Thus does the copy pass into becoming the genuine article. The bastard sword is a large sword with a straight blade. This heavy sword is usually wielded with 2 hands, but for those with enough strength, 1 is sufficient. The hefty blade can be swung into multiple foes at once, thanks to the broad, sweeping attack, making fending off crowds all the easier. The red Thorn Roundshield is a small wooden round shield. It is light and easy to handle, but cannot offer the damage negation of a metal one. Its emblem is an ancient thorn design, though it isn't much. It boosts fire damage negation. The round shield is a wooden round shield that has been reinforced with metal. Comparatively light for its size, this shield is easy to handle, but lacks the true metal shield's ability to negate damage. The stimulating boluses are light purple boluses made from cave moss. They alleviate the build-up of sleep. Sleep accumulates gradually, causing sudden fogginess and loss of the FP once the threshold is reached, even if it does not force the afflicted into true slumber. Take one of these in timely fashion to avoid such an event. And this is actually one of the merchants. It's a bit of a dick, so it's time for murder. And we acquire the Nomadic Merchant's Bell-bearing 3. The Nomadic Merchant's bell-bearing found upon his perished flesh, offer to the twin maiden husks at the Round Table Hold to access new items. The Nomadic Warrior's Cookbook 1 will allow you to acquire the knowledge to craft the bone arrow, fletched bone arrow, and bone bolt. The Nomadic Warrior's Cookbook 2. Acquire the knowledge to craft glowstone, invigorating cured meat, and white invigorating cured meat. The Missionary's Cookbook 1. A record of crafting techniques left by a man who, unable to become a finger maiden, instead became a missionary and went forth to spread holy teachings. Acquire the knowledge to craft the holy water pot and the roped holy water pot. A note on the Flask of Wondrous Physick. A flask of wondrous physick still remains in the Third Church of Marika north of Mistwood. No, it doesn't. Cross the highway bridge and follow the animal trail north. A note on Waypoint ruins. Someone lurks among the Waypoint ruins on the roads through Limgrave. Ominous. A note on land squirts. Land squirts are soft where they touch the ground, and poison will cause them to rupture. A note concerning Stonedigger trolls. The heads of the Stonedigger trolls bear old wounds. A note on wandering mausoleums. To stop the mausoleum stride, you'll need to clean up around its feet first. I now mark the last 3 spots on the map to acquire cookbooks. It'll seem like we still have some holes in the list of Nomadic Warriors cookbooks that we have, but we won't be picking up 11, 12, or 13 because they are in Liurnia. And the reason we have 14 is because of our brief journey into the western edge of Caelid to get the recipe for death pots. I believe 15 and 16 are also in Caelid, which means we apparently knocked down the Siofa River pretty early, since that's where we got 17 and 18. Fevor's Cookbook 1. Fevor's Cookbook is a record of crafting techniques left by a man who was utterly captivated by Saint Trina. He continued the search for her in his slumber, acquired the knowledge to craft sleep pots. So he, made sleep pots to put himself to sleep so he could look for her? What a weirdo. The Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 4. Acquire the knowledge to craft the fetid pot and the roped fetid pot. The Greenspill crystal tear is a crystal tear formed slowly over the ages where the Erd tree's bounty falls to the ground. Can be mixed in the flask of Wondrous Physick. The resulting concoction temporarily raises one's maximum stamina. The spiked cracked tear can be mixed in the Wondrous Physick as well. The resulting concoction increases the power of charged attacks for a certain duration. For a certain duration. God, words cannot describe how much I hate descriptions like that. How long? How many seconds does it increase my charged attack potency for? The Missionary's Cookbook 2. Acquire the knowledge to craft the Script Stone, the Grace Mimic, and the Gold-Pickled Foulfoot. The Horse Crest Wooden Shield is a tall, medium-sized wooden shield, light for its size and easy to handle. The circular horse-head design evokes a swift gallop. I'm kind of interested to, wear that shield and see if it makes the horse go faster. But if we're going by, strict definition of words, probably not, because evoke means to draw forth emotion from people. Invoke is to draw forth action, so it probably doesn't make you run faster. Oh hey, I looked it up. Apparently it can also be a synonym for invoke when you're using it in terms of a spirit. Evoke can mean to invoke a spirit or deity. So maybe it does make the horse run faster because it's a spectral horse, right? Nice. I'm gonna try it. Next episode though. This is already taking way too long. I'm super late. I'm sorry. At this point, I thought I'd find a fourth book in the Siofa River on the online map because I saw it near where I killed the Dragonkin soldier, but it turns out it's actually in a higher spot. But I do actually find something else. So stay a while and listen. And watch. And I might have cut a little too early there. It's in the same lake as I was in the cut. You just turn right where I cut, and there's a waterfall, and it's under that waterfall. But anyhow, we have acquired Marika's Scarseal, an eye engraved with an Elden rune, said to be the seal of Queen Marika. Raises mind, intelligence, faith, and arcane, but also increases damage taken. These seals represent the lifelong duty of those chosen by the gods. So it's just like Radagon's Scarseal, except instead of raising, strengthy melee-type attributes, it raises magic-type stuff. Oh, jeez. I didn't want to do what I'm about to do, and I said I wouldn't do it. But part of the reason I wasn't going to was because the benefits wouldn't outweigh the emotional toll. I detest killing things that don't deserve it, even in video games. But do you remember when I said more on that later, pertaining to notice the number held indicator and the merchant windows? Well, the other reason I didn't kill any of them was because I didn't know that was there, and I also thought that giving the bell bearings to the twin maidens would cause all the items to get jumbled up, and I wouldn't be able to easily look at individual merchant inventory. But not only is the number held indicator there, but the merchant's bell bearings are even separated into their own shops, which was something I thought only happened with unique merchants and NPCs like Gosstock, Bernal, or Patches. But apparently the only bell bearing items that get thrown into a jumbled mess are the smithing stone miners and glovewort pickers. That being said, the trauma I'm about to cause myself for a second time by watching myself kill them all would have stopped me easily by itself. But I was already short on time. Fam had split plans, and we ended up with 3 Thanksgivings. More fam came over again for shits and giggles. And now this video is already almost 24 hours late, even if I were to release it right now. I've cut into the next recording at this point, and I need to play more Dragonflight, because new content in WoW is always interesting to me. The next video is already going to take an extra week, because I've made plans with fam again. I also have plans for another video series, but they'll fall apart if this keeps taking so long. And I have to go pick up the dog's poo in the backyard, because it's been a couple days. We can afford no more delays. So though it pains me, for the glory of the story, sacrifices must be made.
Stop. Melt away. Kind sir.
Well, the abandoned merchant's bell bearing is the bell bearing of a merchant left behind found upon his perished flesh. Offer to the twin maiden husks at the round table hold to gain access to new items. And the Nomadic merchant's bell-bearing 4, Jesus Christ, it numbers them like the cattle or something. Okay. A Nomadic merchant's bell-bearing found upon his perished flesh as well. Offer to the twin maiden husks at the round table hold to gain access to new items, just like the other one. What the... Why am I trying to kill the horse right there? The horse didn't do it. Why am I trying to finish the horse? Did I lose my mind while I was doing this? Like, what the fuck? Oh, the isolated merchant's bell-bearing 1. An isolated merchant's bell-bearing found upon his perished flesh. Do the same thing with it that you do with all the others. Just like you're harvesting wheat. No. I am not going to kill Kale. From a practicality standpoint, at least not until I do research. From a moral standpoint, not at all. Thinking about it now, the bell bearings have descriptions, and eventually I am gonna need to do it just to cover everything. Ugh. The torch's tip is wrapped in oil-soaked rags and set on fire. The flame can illuminate dark locales or be used to attack enemies. Can be raised up when equipped in the left hand, illuminating more of the surrounding area. Bears the skill Torch Attack. Thrust the torch forward to set foes ablaze. The skill is especially effective against foes who are weak to fire. You don't say. The large leather shield is a round shield covered in leather, on the larger side for a medium-sized shield. Though its damage negation may be lacking compared to a metal shield, it can handle a wider range of attack affinities. The chain coif is a coif made of woven chain. Standard issue for ordinary soldiers, though plain in appearance it offers dependable protection. And then we have the chain armor, plain in appearance and dependable. And the chain gauntlets, plain in appearance and dependable. And the chain leggings, plain in appearance and dependable, but also too expensive, which is why we sell these runes.
you. What have I ever done?
Wait. The fuck was that laugh? I feel like in this one I might have done a good deed. Like, that was a really weird laugh to have right after saying, what have I ever done? Yeah, maybe good riddance on that one. I don't know, that sound, I feel like he was crazy. Like the really bad kind of crazy, you know, like you call criminally insane. Just give it to the twin maidens. Yeah, it feels so fucking horrible to kill these dudes. That everything that they say at the end, except for that one guy that laughed really fucking weird, like it all makes you feel terrible. Like even the one I did a couple episodes ago, the guy that like was actually an asshole, like you find out with his last words, it becomes pretty obvious he was just an asshole because that's his defense mechanism for his inclining that you're probably gonna try to steal stuff from him or kill him. He acts like that to try and discourage you from doing that. Ugh. And that said the same as the others, so now we offer all the bell bearings since everybody is dead and buy what we can. The short sword is a short straight sword with a short blade, really. In addition to its reliable standard damage, this weapon also boasts powerful piercing attacks. Lightweight amongst straight swords, this weapon is easy to wield, requiring only humble attributes. The halberd is a long-handled polearm that combines the functions of both axe and spear, can be used to press a single enemy with continuous thrusting attacks or swept at groups, taking advantage of its great reach and cleaving blade, a versatile weapon for any situation. The broadsword is a straight sword with a wide blade suited to slashing attacks. Horizontal swings boast wide attack range, making it easier to connect with foes. The club is a thick, solid lump of wood. Wielding this striking weapon requires no skill whatsoever. A simple primitive weapon that requires only brute strength and persistence to hammer your foe into the ground. Bears the skill barbaric roar. Let loose a bestial roar to rally the spirit and increase attack power, while active strong attacks change to savage combo attacks. The Iron Round Shield is an ordinary small round shield made of metal, heavier than a wooden shield but boasts higher damage negation. Finely balanced, this shield is easy to use. Big thank you to Raymond Ann in the comments of the previous video for the next one. The Jawbone Axe is an axe made from a herbivore's skull, weapon of the ancestral followers who disdain metal. This axe is more of a bludgeon. It forgoes a bladed edge, instead using the beast's molar teeth to buffet foes, dealing strike damage. I picked that one up in the last episode, but apparently was just spamming Y at the time and completely missed it. But other than that, there's not much else to look at here, aside from me fumbling with the menu trying to figure out how many more runes I need to farm and failing an attempt to farm them. Something akin to the last episode, I'll have a thing after, this time just doing a brief cap of the events that transpired during the failed farming attempt, but for now I bid farewell. I apologize for the late release. I will also be taking an extra week for the next video as I've made more family plans and I want to try to catch up on these so I can stop struggling to get them out on time and have a more consistent release regimen. The other series I mentioned is likely going to have something to do with Dragonflight, but as far as conclusions are concerned for this episode, I hope you enjoyed the montage of description reads. The absence of an overlay was on purpose, as an overwhelming majority of the video's length was in menus, so I just kept track of things off camera. For those that are counting, we collected 40 new items today, if we include the Jawbone Axe, putting us at a total of 421 unique items so far, and I died 5 times, including the 3 you're about to see. I'll farm off camera, and next time we'll buy the rest of what we need from the twins. Then we journey to the land of the lakes, Liurnia. Hope you're looking forward to it. Take care, peoples. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Love you, goodbye! I went back to Siofa River, ate a gold-pickled fowlfoot, killed a giant crab, accumulated almost 3,000 runes, died to Bullman again, and lost the runes, died to Bullman again, this time had 0 runes, and then turned the game off frustrated because I was out of time.